Good evening, ladies. As you are all aware, AI is going to be one of the biggest financial bubbles in history. I've been saying this over and over and over again. So in today's video, I'm just continually researching new AI opportunities within crypto because I believe if AI is going to be a huge financial bubble and crypto is going to be a huge financial bubble, anything that's in the middle of that Venn diagram is just going to be a bubble on steroids. So I've just been continually researching through any sort of AI project, trying to find some AI gems. So this is some research that I've come across on a few AI coins, and these are direct AI plays. Like, I think if you want the lower risk AI plays in crypto, you can go for stuff like decentralized storage and decentralized compute power, and that's a very, very good strategy in my opinion. I'm very bullish on those sectors as well, but these are like direct AI plays, like not just things that AI will need, because I think decentralized storage in particular is going to be very important for AI. So the likes of Shadow on Solana and the likes of Render and the likes of Filecoin and Arweave. There are some examples of infrastructure for AI. But in today's video, we're going lower market cap, higher risk, potentially higher reward stuff, direct AI plays with lower market caps. So I'm going to be 100% totally honest. Like, I've researched a few of these coins. You can go ahead and do further research on them, but I really want you to be aware that a lot of the direct AI coins in crypto are completely useless, complete dog shit, to be honest. But nevertheless, I think even some of those could pump anyway, just because of how good the narrative is. Like some of the projects that I've come across are just kind of a front end with ChatGPT in the background and a token that is just completely useless. So obviously, like, stuff like that is, not as desirable, but some of the projects actually are very interesting. And the last disclaimer I'll say is that I don't know if right now, this very second, is 100% the best time to get into these AI coins, because a lot of them have been pumping drastically. Like, even the infrastructure plays that I mentioned at the start of this video, like, even though they have real world adoption and they're actually a real use case because they're better than the Web 2 version in the fact that they're cheaper, more efficient, faster, all that kind of stuff, even those have pumped dramatically. So just a word of warning, the way I'm investing, I'm not FOMOing into any AI coins. I'm looking for plays that I can hold over the next 1 or 2 years and potentially get 10, 20, 50, 100x on some of these tokens potentially, because I really do think AI is going to be an unbelievable narrative in the next cycle. If you disagree, well, you're just wrong. Right, so the first coin we'll talk about is called Autonolas. Ticker is OLAS. Now, this project is explained terribly on Twitter. It's explained terribly on YouTube. I had to do a lot of research to find what actually this project was about. So if you appreciate me to put in hours in research just for one of these coins, go ahead, smash the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button. But essentially what this project is doing, it's allowing you to have decentralized autonomous AI agents on behalf of a DAO. That's one of their main products. Now, what the hell does any of that mean? Okay, so the first thing I'll explain is, what is an agent? So an agent is, like, think of an agency. It's someone or some organization that does something for you on your behalf. So let's say like a travel agency. You pay the travel agency, they go book your flights, they go find the best hotels, blah, 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 blah. So an autonomous AI agent, how this would work, essentially you'll program this AI agent, you'll tell it what kind of decisions it should make. It's going to be able to come up with a mind of its own. You know how AI works a little bit. So you'll tell it your preferences, and it's not really you, it's more a DAO, but we'll get to that in a minute. So a DAO tells this AI agent, okay, you're going to work autonomously on our behalf in the crypto space. We're going to give you some money. You're going to do certain transactions that we want. Like, all ChatGPT can do is answer your questions. It can't do anything on your behalf. So thinking in the future, what's actually going to be useful is you're going to tell an AI that I want you to do X, Y, and Z on the internet. Here's my budget. Here's some money that you can spend on my behalf and go do these tasks for me. Now, obviously in the future, it's going to be like an AI agent can't get a credit card. Like, maybe it could use your credit card and stuff, but more likely it's going to be a lot more easy for an AI agent to use cryptocurrency. So you can just put a certain amount of cryptocurrency into a wallet, and that AI agent has control over that money now, rather than credit cards and stuff like that. So from what I understand, they're kind of just aiming this towards DAOs. So I kind of think a lot of people have huge expectations for this coin, because obviously AI agents are going to be the next evolution of AI, in the fact that ChatGPT isn't an agent. It can't do things on your behalf. But Autonolas is kind of more so directed or more so focused on bringing value to DAOs and bringing value of these AI agents for the cryptocurrency space. I actually think that's a better idea. I think that's a good idea. Although I'm not very bullish on DAOs as an idea. I think DAOs are a bit stupid overall. However, I do think any AI project that's going after, any crypto AI project that's trying to help people in the crypto space, is a better idea, because they're much more likely to get adopted by crypto people than by normal folk. So that's one nice thing about Autonolas, is they're really focused on DAOs, as in crypto people. So what are the kind of tasks that their AI agents are going to be able to do on behalf of a DAO? Right now in crypto, there's not really very many index funds. There's not really many ways you can just get a broad basket of crypto easily, especially on chain. You can't really get index funds on chain. But if you notice in the stock market, a huge amount of the money invested in the stock market is invested passively through index funds. So in the future, probably a lot of the money invested in crypto will be invested passively through index funds. And probably the best way to do this in a decentralized manner, in a fair manner, is who's going to actually, when you have to rebalance the S&P 500. So say a company's stock price goes up a lot in the S&P 500 or drops a lot in the S&P 500, there has to be some sort of mechanism that rebalances, so the S&P 500 is an accurate representation of the top 500 companies by weight in the stock market. So in crypto, how you would do that, you would have an AI agent who is allowed to buy and sell cryptocurrencies, so that this index fund accurately represents what the actual, let's say, top 100 cryptocurrencies are. Another example of what an AI agent in the crypto sphere could do, you could give this AI agent a little bit of money. You could go out and say, go find me some arbitrage opportunities somewhere in the crypto space on the Ethereum blockchain and go make me some money. So off it goes, and hopefully it makes you some money. Now, one of the other use cases of Autonolas, the other use case for a DAO, is called the governator. So what this does, if you know how a DAO works, essentially you get a vote for each token that you have. So if you own a load of tokens, you get that many votes. So you could say to an AI agent, because there's a lot of documentation when it comes to these proposals for DAOs, and maybe you're a member of a lot of DAOs and you don't have to read all these proposals, so you could just say to this AI agent, these are my preferences, here's all my tokens, you go out and vote on my behalf. And finally, Autonolas also has kind of a marketing AI agent. So the AI agent will tweet on behalf of the DAO in the style of the DAO. It will tweet, it will send marketing messages, it will send the emails, it will do all the promotion, create all the legal work on behalf of the DAO. Okay, so that's a brief intro to what Autonolas does. And as you can see, they actually do quite a lot. So out of all the different AI projects that are direct AIs, this is definitely one of the more interesting ones, in my opinion. It has a market cap of $233 million, so definitely not on the low end, definitely not a micro cap, but a mid cap, so it still has a lot of potential upside, in my opinion. And very strong team. I watched an interview with the founder. Very smart guy, very sharp. So definitely a very interesting project. I think I'm actually going to do a deep dive on this one, because this one is starting to interest me a lot. So I did buy a little bit of Autonolas, and as you can see, it's been pumping quite a lot recently. So, just be a bit careful, of course. Let's move on to the next project. And the last thing I'll mention on Autonolas actually is that the tokenomics aren't great. As you can see, the market cap is 233 million, but the fully diluted valuation is over 2.5 billion, actually 2.6 billion. So not even 10% of the tokens are in circulation. So definitely something to be watched out for, one of the drawbacks with this project. All right, now a little bit more lower market cap coins. This one is called Aegis AI Security, and the ticker is Aegis, AEGIS. And this one, it's kind of like one of the ones I said at the start, which kind of just seems like a front end for ChatGPT, and it has a token, but I'm not really sure what the token is for, or if the token has any utility. So with a lot of these very low market cap AI coins, I'm kind of looking at potentially taking a shotgun approach. Like, I do think a lot of these will pump. I think there's a lot of risk, but there's also a lot of potential reward. Now I'm thinking I might put a little small amount into a lot of these kind of projects. The reason I'm looking at that approach is because probably less than 1% of these AI coins are actually going to be used in the future. Like, realistically, a lot of them aren't going to be used in the future, and a lot of them are trying to like piggyback off the hype of AI. Like, I hope I've made that clear, but that doesn't mean they won't go up in value. So what does this project do? Like in the name, it's a security token. So essentially what it does, it audits smart contracts. And we know how many exploits there've been in crypto, in Web3. There's an exploit every other week where millions and millions and tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars are stolen. So obviously that's a huge, huge issue. So having this AI that is trained to be a smart contract, to be able to find the exploits in smart contracts, I'm not really sure if they've made this in-house, this AI. Potentially they have, which then it would be quite interesting. However, I myself can run a smart contract through ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, can you find me some vulnerabilities in this? So fundamentally, I'm not 100% convinced on this project. However, when you look at the valuations of audit projects in the crypto space, Certic is one of the most well-known auditors of smart contracts, and they have a valuation of $2 billion. $2 billion. And they are notoriously bad as auditors. If you were audited by Certic, it's like you still a lot of those projects still get exploited. So having an audit by Certic doesn't mean a lot. Like, they're one of the worst auditors. They probably just put the code through ChatGPT. But I'm just pointing that out so you can kind of get an idea of the valuations. Whereas this project has a valuation of $15 million. So like I said, some of the top audit contractors have market caps in the high billions of dollars. So if this could get anywhere near those kind of valuations in the bull market, like, don't forget, we're talking about the bull market, there's huge potential upside there. Now, they do say that their LLM, their large language model, is custom built. So they're not just feeding it through ChatGPT, probably using ChatGPT to help create their LLM. Maybe not. Maybe they've completely custom built that. Potentially. I'm not 100% sure. If they have, that's obviously very bullish. It means they actually have a bit of a moat. No one can kind of copy them. And the other thing I wasn't totally convinced on this project is when you go onto their website, like because it's such a low market cap, I'm kind of giving them a pass because they've obviously just started, and like they only launched very recently. But if you click on some of the buttons, they don't link to anywhere. If you try to read their white paper and stuff, it doesn't link anywhere. So that's a bit of a red flag, but I'll potentially give them a pass. And like the other red flag I saw on the website is like the first thing you see is about their token, where you can buy their token, rather than like, oh, this is how our product works. So I wasn't too happy to see that. However, like, the risk to reward is there, so I did ape a small bit, even though there are a couple of small red flags, because the market cap is tiny and the opportunity is huge. Actually, before I move on to the next project, there was another thing. They have locked the liquidity for 3 or 5 years, so that is a good sign that they're not a rogue anyway. They're not totally gonna rogue and lock and remove the liquidity and run off with it. It's been locked, so that's a good sign that they're actually trying to build for the next cycle. But again, I don't know. I don't really know what the token is needed for, but that's the same with 99% of projects in crypto. Like, maybe 90% of projects in crypto don't need a token, and the token is just something that people can speculate on and help to fund the team to do their activities. Okay, the last coin, again, another micro cap, so definitely a lot more risk than Autonolas that I mentioned at the start, but yeah, only a $19 million market cap. Essentially what this one's called AIX. Aigent X, so like AI agent, all one word, X. So there's a couple of products that AIX offers. So first, it's it knows that in the next cycle there's going to be a lot of new people coming to crypto. They're not going to really understand all the terminology. They're not going to really understand how they're supposed to do certain things within crypto. So they're going to have these AI chatbots that help these normies. Like say a normie is join the Discord of this new crypto company, this crypto project. AIX is going to build a chatbot for that company, for that crypto project, that is going to explain what's going on. So the normie that's coming in is going to be able to ask this chatbot what all of these terminologies mean. What the hell? How do I do this? How do I send this transaction? That kind of thing. So it's going to be chatbots. Like one of the things is chatbots community management. Again, they've said that they've built this chatbot by themselves, so someone can't just completely just copy them straight away. So there's a little bit of a moat there. And yeah, of course, chatbots are going to be very important. Like you know yourself, if you go on to any Web2 normal kind of site, there's always going to be a chatbot there. Almost always there's a chatbot on most modern websites for companies that can like help you with your simple questions. However, again, like what I'm saying is, why do we need a Web3 version? Why do we need a token for this? Why can't crypto project just use a normal chatbot? Why does it have to use this decentralized project? Well, I suppose there is a few advantages to having a decentralized project in case your crypto company doesn't have access to the Web2 chatbots. It's illegal or something, or it's not allowed in your jurisdiction or something like that. So maybe there is some benefit to having a decentralized chatbot. So again, like this is the shotgun approach. These two last tokens that I mentioned have market caps in less than $50 million, but both of them have AI in the ticker, which is like, that's just beautiful. Like you really want anything with a ticker that says AI. Like there's going to be so many tickers that have AI in the ticker in the next bull market. It's going to be insane. But unfortunately, that is going to help with the token price. Like having a good ticker is very important for the token price. I know it's stupid, but like it's just the truth. It's like, why is everything priced $99.99 rather than being 100? Because it still looks cheaper even though you know it's not really. So it's the same thing. If it has AI in the ticker, it's going to help the project. So again, this is just the shotgun approach. These two projects I'm not fully convinced on, but I've still aped a small amount into both of them. Now, Autonolas, I'm much more interested. I think this actually has quite a lot of substance, although it does have quite a high market cap and a very high fully diluted valuation. So I think I will do a deep dive analysis on Autonolas. So if you want to see that deep dive analysis, I gave a kind of a brief overview there, but I want to go deeper into this and potentially make it like a large position in my portfolio for the next bull cycle. So really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you learned something. See you in the next one.